Hey everyone, welcome to Pickleball and Beyond. My name's Ryan.
My name is Vino.
And today we are looking at the new Bread and Butter Filth series.
So there's been a lot of demand, I would say, that Bread and Butter said that, people are wanting that filth with like the different shapes, and this is their response to it. As always, phenomenal paddle. Like everything about the paddle, quality, marketing. I think they are the top as far as marketing goes.
The best.
No one can beat them. They've stuck with that really interesting design that they had in the filth and just moved on the shapes.
Yes.
So I think what we should do is kind of go through the shapes and say how it plays.
Yep. So as far as shapes go, we have their elongated, standard, and then hybrid shapes. So what are some of your initial thoughts and some of the key differences here?
I'm almost going to say this is their standard. It feels almost a wide body that they're trying to market towards. Filth was one of the first power paddles that they came up with. You know what I mean? Long elongated paddle, had a lot of power, had a very heavy swing weight.
Yep.
Lots of pickleballers that came from tennis loved it, right? These are all carbon fiber surface, the T700 carbon fiber surface, and there has been lots of demand for carbon fiber, different shapes. So how would we categorize these paddles?
So I would take, starting with the standard or the really wide body, I would certainly call this a control paddle. And then with the other two, the hybrid and elongated, I'd call them as all-around paddles. So with the spin, again, kind of comparing again, these two were once again neck and neck with the hybrid and standard, and we were getting a little less on the elongated, but again, that's probably because it was a little tougher to get our wrist engaged with it, because again, a little tougher to maneuver it. But again, we were getting really good spin on both of these guys. Not top tier spin, but again, it was pretty solid.
Yep. So let's end up with power, right?
Yep.
Which did you think was the most powerful paddle? Why the drawbacks and everything like that?
Yeah, funny enough, they were all like really similar. I was getting, I think, just a little more with the hybrid in particular, but it was funny. I think it was Juice was hitting harder with the elongated, and I was guessing he was just stronger than me and could handle that extra oomph to get this activated. But I was hitting the hybrid pretty close to the standard, and then the elongated wasn't too far behind. So it's funny I wasn't hitting the elongated quite as hard, but they're all pretty close to each other.
And I think that speaks to, there's that personal preference, right?
Yeah.
Your playing pattern. For someone like you that's already used to a hybrid, this plays better. It's faster on your hands.
Yeah.
So, I think that's what's nice about this series. They have taken, one characteristic that they have really liked about that filth and kind of delivered it in all the different shapes. So, I mean, Juice was very surprised on how well he played on this as well, right?
Yep.
So this is something I think you got to try. I think wrapping up, we might need to just touch on their other paddles with the similar shapes. Get what I mean?
Yes.
So they have three already in their portfolio that kind of matches this. The wide, the Fat Boy.
Yeah, let's start with that right there. So again, I was comparing the Fat Boy neck and neck with
standard.
with the standard, and I kept going back and forth and like, which one's harder? I couldn't tell, but personal preference, they play really close. I felt just a little more comfy with the Fat Boy. To me, it felt just a little more consistent and just like, again, they both hit soft, but to me, the Filth felt like it had a little more of that sponge effect where I could still feel the ball more, where the Fat Boy, it was almost like, again, this is a personal preference. Like it felt really, really soft, and I felt the ball a little less almost, but I liked that feeling.
Yeah.
But again, really similar paddles.
And if you're someone that likes that extra feel, here you go, right?
Yeah.
You're going back to that old, and I was telling you while playing, like I kind of missed feeling that ball much more on the carbon fiber than the new material. So I think you hit the ball on the head right there. Talking about head, let's talk about the alien, right?
Yeah, so again, the Invader was such an awesome paddle. I was getting more power with the Invader, I would say for sure. And as far as control goes, honestly, it was pretty comparable. I personally just liked the Invader more. And
mind you, this has been a very popular paddle. People have loved this. This is that hybrid where actually the outer surface is that titanium PE, and then inside you actually have a carbon fiber as well. So you get this extra oomph on this, and this has been a popular paddle. Let's end up with the Shogun, because this has also been like that wide, long, elongated paddle that lots have liked. So how would you compare the Shogun with their Filth?
So it was funny, again, going back to these, originally I didn't care for the Shogun, and once I hit with it some more, I was like, I don't remember why I didn't care for this paddle. I really enjoyed both of these paddles, but I actually preferred the Shogun. At the kitchen, it just felt like, again, a little more consistent and noticeably a bit more power as well. So I like the Shogun a little more, but again, both are great options.
And it's funny, when we reviewed the Shogun, when it came out, when we talked to our friends, everyone were like, okay, this Shogun is an upgrade to the Filth. You know what I mean? It's got the same shape, but it felt like just, hey, a step up. And I think that's what it is.
It's easier to swing when it came out.
But then again, like, you know, if you want that extra feel, I think that carbon, my opinion, has that extra feel, right? You can feel that ball on, where these materials feel a little bit more plush, softer, it's got that extra control, it's got a little bit more spin as well, I would say, just give or take. So it's going to come down to personal preference, right? Again, bread and butter has delivered. Marketing, you know, they're always up in front, you know, they make these fun paddles, and this is a fun series that you got to try and see what works for you. But they definitely have a variety that you're going to find something within their scope that's going to work for you. Again, we loved reviewing this paddle. We enjoyed it. You want to try it, reach out to us. We love helping people find paddles. And this is another series where you will definitely find something that works for you.
Yes.
Please subscribe, please comment. Hope to see you in another paddle review.